YouTube! So I'm here to record the video review for Love and Hip Hop New York Season 6, Episode 7. So, I'll just hurry up and go ahead and get started and not waste time. Starting with Yandy. Okay, so speaking of Yandy, this week it left off where it ended last week when they were having the fight between Bianca and Momes. And really not much came out of that. Basically, every time they see each other, it's going to be a problem. So, that really wasn't smart on her part. However, she did explain her reasoning later on in the episode. So later on in the episode, Bianca goes to meet up with Yandy. And she's still pressed about what happened. And so she says, I don't think that was right. You had her in there on my song. And you know good and well we have problems. And every time I see her, it's going to be beef. And she was just going on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And so then she was like, and then for you to even be working with her to begin with, that's ridiculous. Why would you work with her? And I have a problem with her, blah, 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 blah. She's going 90 miles per hour. Nobody can get a word in. So Yandy is like, are you done? Are you finished? Okay, so let me break this down to you. It is not your track until I say it's your track and it's finalized, because Yandy bought the track. So technically, it's neither one of them's track. It's Yandy. She said this is a competition, basically. Whoever has the best verse, that's who's going to get the track, because that's the person who's going to make her the money. Speaking of making money, Young B does not pay Yandy's bills. Therefore, Young B cannot say who Yandy can and cannot work with. So therefore, you're just going to have to roll with it. This is not your first time. You had a song before. You know that tracks go from artist to artist to artist until it fits the perfect person. So, in that regard, she explained it from a management standpoint, and, I get it. Why waste a track on one person if the song is not going to pop when they do it, when another person can make it blow up, and then everybody's getting paid? Okay, so anyways, that's all with Yandy. I really don't remember anything with Remy Ma, but if I do, I'll bring it up later on in the video. Rich. You know what? Let me save him since that was the end of the episode. Peter, Tara, and Amina. So Tara was not in this episode, but as we know, last week she told Peter that she was pregnant, and Peter said he was worried about what Amina would think. Okay, so Amina is pretending like she is in the studio, and I guess she's really in the studio, but is it just me, or did her voice sound horrible tonight? And it generally doesn't sound like that, but it was just so freaking annoying. I was like, oh my gosh, when is the song going to be over? Anywho, so she's in the studio. Peter comes in. He's looking like a sad puppy dog. He always looks like a sad puppy dog. He's the bearer of bad news. He's always bringing bad news to her. So she's like, okay, how can it get any worse than this? And I'm thinking it can easily get worse than what it was, but whatever. So he basically comes straight out and tells her, when I was still dealing with her, Amina's like, what, are you still dealing with her? Well, Amina probably would have been able to accept that more than the truth, which is that Tara is pregnant. At this point, Amina starts crying, and when she cries, it looks like she's faking, every time she starts crying, and then eventually tears start coming out. But in the case that she's not faking, that would be really sad to hear, because her response was, Tara's having a baby by you, and I just killed my baby. And it was like, oh, that sounds really bad, but I guess, whatever. So I felt for her in that regard, and I'm sure that Peter felt horrible. At the same time, she's saying how long ago did this happen? When did this happen? And I'm thinking, 18 weeks ago. So I guess he's been messing with her for some time, for a while. But whatever the case, she cries, runs out. Why do you keep dealing with me? Why do you keep dealing with me? No, Amina, the real question is, why do you keep dealing with him? You're young, you're vibrant, you still have you can learn that lesson and you can move on with life and get somebody that maybe you're more deserving of. But then again, let's not forget, you act like you're the victim. You originally were the side chick. You can say that you didn't know all you want, but you were originally the side chick. And I think that you would know, because if you never went to Peter's house the whole time y'all was dating and you've never met his kids or anything, clearly he's living a whole nother life. So whatever, you were his side chick to begin with, and then he marries you, but he's still dealing with the woman that he was originally with, and now she's become the side chick, and you both are in a messed up situation and you won't let it go. And I can't keep blaming Peter, but I will tell Peter, you need to put your Peter away, because this is getting ridiculous. Like, oh my gosh, like, go donate to every sperm bank in America, because your swimmers like work like too freaking good. Anyways, so later on in the episode, Amina goes and meets with Peter's daughter, who coincidentally looks like Tara, which is kind of weird. Her daughter Whitney, and she's like venting to her, and Whitney's there like for her to have a shoulder to cry on. Okay, anywho, Cardi B, she's with her sister. I think her sister's name is Hennessy or something, whatever. Cardi B is so funny. I just found out this episode, her boyfriend that's in jail, his name is Tommy, and she only dated him 2 months before he went to jail. But apparently they spent every day together. I still don't think that's a long enough time for her to be thinking, yeah, we should get married in jail. I think that's cute. I think that's loyal. No, Cardi, you cannot do that. Like, you will regret that. But like her sister said, if you have your mind made up that you're going to do this, at least get a prenup so you can protect your Love and Hip Hop money and your hosting money and all this and that. So whatever, she's talking to him on the phone, you know, she's hilarious. I really hope she doesn't go through with this and get married to him. And it seems like they want two different things. He was like, I'm going to give you like 5 kids. She's like, what? Not with this body. But, you know. So, Cardi, please. She was like, I don't care, marriage, a paper or not. If I'm not happy, I'm going to walk away. You know, it doesn't quite work like that, and it'll be a bit more difficult. So, whatever. Unless you're going to be like the hood people that just, like, stay, like, legally married, but you just, like, off living, like, a completely different life, like, 10 years later. But, whatever. So, anywho, that was that short thing. Self, he has a new song that came out, which it doesn't sound half bad. After he did his song, he goes outside to talk to Ra and talk to Rich, and Mariah Lynn's name comes up. Basically, they figure out that Mariah has been talking to Rich and Cisco. Now, she has been telling Cisco what's going on. Basically, I'm going back and forth. Cisco is acting like he's okay with it, but he's really not. But like, she's been there, she has not been telling Rich. She's been meeting with Rich for, like, you know, like moral support and stuff, and I guess like physical support for a whole 6 minutes. So, you know, she's like basically like getting caught up, and she kind of wanted to like work with them as far as music, but it seems like her plan has backfired on her. And so like, basically Rich invites her out for drinks, and then all of a sudden Cisco shows up too, and she realizes, oh, this is a setup. And I'm thinking in my mind, if she can talk her way out of this, she is bad. But that did not happen. Actually, she was a bit embarrassed. Cisco said, you know, I only talked to her to get back at you, Rich. And I kind of like felt sorry for her. But at the same time, like, girls do the same thing to a dude all the time. And you just get caught up. You know, if you play the game, there is a chance of you getting caught up. So if you're going to play the game, at least have some type of like finish him move, so that like you wouldn't be the one basically like with like egg all over your face. But whatever the case, she's really upset about that. She walks out like she's all tough and stuff, but really she's like crying outside. And who knows what's gonna happen next week. Apparently Rich and Cisco might get into like a physical like altercation, and I'm thinking like, Cisco, are you really this mad over last season with Diamond Strawberry? Because I don't even think you really liked her. She moved out to New York and you wouldn't even let her stay in your house. Like, seriously, like, you guys like had like physical intimacy, whatever, in the backseat of a car. Like, she flew all the way out here and you were still doing your thing like with other people. So you couldn't possibly be that mad. But whatever, I guess it's about loyalty, I guess. But you know your friend. But whatever. And he asked you if it was okay, and you said it was okay. But whatever the case, that is my review for this week. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe. Like. If you dislike it, just click off the video. I'm just saying. Okay, anywho, I might still get some dislikes. But anyway, go follow me or go to my website, www.mrsblogaholic.com.